approach Thanksgiving, I'm sure that many of you are thinking about all the food that's about to be on your table. And for many of you, you're also thinking about the preparation that's involved in getting an event like this together, making it happen. So today, I've got a food story for us. And with the Lord's help, I want to share some things that I think will help us to navigate this wonderful, but also stressful holiday season. So many years ago, there was a man who wanted to immigrate to the United States. And he was a very poor man, so he had to work very hard, saved his money, and finally he had enough funds to purchase his ticket on board a ship. And he was told that it would take almost 3 weeks to make the voyage. So he scraped together the little bit of money he had left and bought a suitcase. But it's not what you think with a suitcase. He went and filled it not with clothes, but he filled it with cheese and crackers. So he had figured in his mind, okay, I've got to survive this voyage, so the cheapest thing I can buy is cheese and crackers. So during that long voyage, he would watch as other passengers would go into a large dining room and they would eat their fancy meals. But this man would go back to his bunk, pull out his suitcase, and eat his cheese and crackers. So as the days wore on, he continued to do this, but the smells from that kitchen would drift into his bunk, and day after day it became more tantalizing as he absorbed those smells, that aroma from the kitchen. So he decided one day that he would just go and stand at the door. He wouldn't go in because he couldn't afford it, but he would just stand at the door. And he would just smell the food for a while, and then he would go back to his bunk, pull out his suitcase, and eat his daily ration of cheese and crackers. So one day, as he had done before, he was standing by the kitchen door, just smelling that aroma of that wonderful food, when a man came up to him and he said, "Sir," he said, I've noticed that you're always standing here at meal times, but you're always leaving. He said, "Why don't you come in and eat with us?" So it kind of embarrassed the man. He said, "I'm just a poor man." He said, "I had only enough money to buy my ticket. So unfortunately, I don't have the money to buy those fancy meals in there." And the other man looked surprised and he said, "Sir, didn't you realize that when you purchased your ticket, all of your meals were included?" He said, "That food in there belongs to you as much as it belongs to anyone on this ship." And so I don't know how close they were to reaching the United States, but I sure hope that man was able to enjoy a good meal or two before the trip was over. But isn't it a shame that through all that voyage, he had no idea that what he craved, what he desired the most, was already available to him. And in Luke chapter 12, there's some wonderful, wonderful verses that go right along with this story. So listen to these verses. This is Jesus talking here in verse 29. "And seek not ye what ye shall eat, or what ye shall drink, neither be ye of doubtful mind. For all these things do the nations of the world seek after, and your Father knoweth that ye have need of these things. But rather seek ye the kingdom of God, and all these things shall be added unto you." And I love this verse in 32. It said, "Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom." Can I ask you a sobering question today? What's in your suitcase? What have you been carrying around in your spirit that's been keeping you back from the table? Maybe you're going through a storm in your life right now and you've locked yourself away from everyone. You may be having a problem trusting people with the things you've been through. But friend, I've got to tell you, cheese and crackers won't solve your problem. You might exist for a while on cheese and crackers, but that's no quality of life. Certainly not the quality of life for a Christian. So my prayer today is that you'll start to smell that heavenly aroma of peace, of love, joy, and happiness. And you know you want it. You know you want it. You've been imagining how good it would feel to be free of that suitcase full of cheese and crackers and put whatever you're going through right now into that category. It's eating you alive. And you may be looking around at others and you want so desperately to be able to enjoy the blessings of God like them. But can I tell you, the Lord doesn't favor one of his children over another. We're all his favorites. And the old song, I love the words where it says, it's no secret what God can do. The blessings of God is not a secret, friend. What he's done for others, he'll do for you. Now, I realize that not everyone is in this place that we're talking about today. So for those of you, your responsibility may be like the other man in the story. God may use you to bring someone in to the dining room, to the master's table. And if we'd all be honest, we've all stood outside that door from time to time. And our brothers and sisters need to hear again, if you've told them once, tell them again, that God's table belongs to them just as much as it belongs to any child of God. The only thing we've got to do, the only thing God is asking us to do today is to let go of the cheese and crackers.